Why should we wait for a plate to come from China? People use plate every day. We wait for toothpick. We wait for matchsticks. We don't produce matchsticks. All of this, we don't produce television.
But why?
Because this government has gone into trade agreements with other countries. Let's take Germany, for instance. Our trade agreements with Germany says we cannot manufacture a car. We will assemble the cars from Germany. And we don't just assemble, we put money to assemble German cars. Why should we do that? Why should we not manufacture our own car? Where is the market? Africa loves everything South African. They will buy from us. We produce a fighter jet. A fighter jet. If we can produce a flying machine, shouldn't be difficult to produce a car. Denel has demonstrated that we've got the capacity to do this. Denel manufactures army vehicles. And why are we not producing a car? It's trade agreements with Europe, with America, with UK, that you are not going to get involved in this. We use...
Right, here's Mfundo who says, please ask the CIC about the feasibility of his manifesto. As a student in politics and economics, I'm struggling to find the feasibility of his plan given the tight economy that South Africa has been in. Nevertheless, his policies are settling and transformative for a country like South Africa.
Well, we want to make sure that we open our economy for all to participate. We industrialize, we beneficiate in South Africa. And that's why you were saying, where will the money come from to do all of this? We've got so many minerals lined up on the freeways to Richards Bay, getting out of this country. You must know that the day you take out chrome, put it in a truck and take it to Richards Bay, as it goes passing all places into Richards Bay, those are jobs that are going to be created in a particular country through beneficiation. So we need to beneficiate here in South Africa. We need to industrialize here in South Africa. We need to reopen all the factories that were created by Bantustan governments. In Seshiwo, in everywhere else, there are factories that have collapsed. Why do you open those factories? Those factories must produce the things that we use every day. Why should we wait for a plate to come from China? People use plate every day. We wait for toothpick. We wait for matchsticks. We don't produce matchsticks. All of this, we don't produce television.
But why?
Because this government has gone into trade agreements with other countries. Let's take Germany, for instance. Our trade agreements with Germany says we cannot manufacture a car. We will assemble the cars from Germany. And we don't just assemble, we put money to assemble German cars. Why should we do that? Why should we not manufacture our own car? Where is the market? Africa loves everything South African. They will buy from us. We produce a fighter jet. A fighter jet. If we can produce a flying machine, shouldn't be difficult to produce a car. Denel has demonstrated that we've got the capacity to do this. Denel manufactures army vehicles. And why are we not producing a car? It's trade agreements with Europe, with America, with UK, that you are not going to get involved in this. We use cell phones. My grandmother used to use a cell phone while busy with farming in small scale farming there. And I realized when the Gogos are now using cell phones that this is in demand. Why are we not looking at what is in demand in South Africa and produce it? And when we produce it, we grow our economy and we create jobs.
But, of course, you know, I'm going to park that there for the time being because I want to cover as much ground as possible because I've got so many questions around that. But Akona asks, what has the EFF learned from coalition government at local government? And if they were to be a part of a coalition government at provincial and national, what would they do differently? As far as I know, you're not in coalitions. You just have arrangements.
Yes. Well, you know, Sakina, politicians must do away with their big egos. What stands between service delivery and coalitions is egos. Let's take Ikuruleni, for instance. The ANC says we cannot be outshined by these people. And then Masina goes to a meeting and say, if you go on with this arrangement, it is the end of the ANC. When we go to unblock a blocked sewer in a ward, through our Commissar Tembiwus and MMC, in Ekurhuleni, the ANC councillor comes and block the unblocking of a sewer that he loves his poo-poo running on the streets. That's an ANC arrangement. Why would you block people who are coming to unblock a sewer? The ANC's problem in Ekurhuleni is that the EFF is outshining the ANC. How? Through service delivery. You report an illegal dumping site now, as we are sitting in this show. If they go and tweet it now and give us the location, tomorrow when you come back, you will be giving a different picture of what we saw this morning. Because whatever gets reported to EFF, it must be resolved within 24 hours. So coalitions can work. The problem is big egos that, you know, when you're in, and I understand the ANC's problem. They were in power and they know what power can do. Now they are no longer in power and they're struggling with accepting that they are players now in the same power and they have to be accommodated. The DA is purely racism, but also political jealousy, because the DA's internal research told them that the EFF is going to pass you. Where have you ever seen in a long 800-meter marathon where Caster Semenya has got someone in front and he has to pass that person in front? She turns and says, no, my problem is this number 3 behind me. I mean, that's the highest form of madness. They ought to be concentrating on the ANC and the removal of the ANC. No, they've made a U-turn. They are looking at who's coming behind them and we must stop this one who's coming behind us, allowing the ANC to create a huge gap between them and the ANC. So the DA realized that this party is going to outshine us. And therefore, even in coalition, we must not be part of them, because by allowing them into a coalition, you are increasing their profile and you are exposing them to the South African population as to what are they capable of doing.
There you have it, guys. Julius Malema is usually full of these revolutionary speeches. Sometimes you wonder where he gets them from. But whatever the case is, we really hope that his wisdom transcends, and really contributes to the development of Africa and in helping solving Africa's really myriad of challenges. But what do you guys think about his speech? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe, because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.